Thank you for choosing Wendy's to try the breakfast baconator.
Hey, we placed an order online.
What's the name?
Kyle. This is the new normal. Well, that was yesterday, and now we're on to a new day. We're back into Barry, Florida. It's a Gemini Springs Park. It's not a state park, it's open. You're able to walk around. We're hoping to be able to just walk around a little bit on some of the trails and keep socially distanced. It's our first venture back to this park. It's the last time I took you guys over here and introduced you to my new friend, Mr. Alligator. This may be a very quick trip. Normally when I come to this park, there's like hardly anybody here. The last time I came here, there was only 2 other cars in the parking lot. And I think this is a result of there not being a lot of places open. I don't want to get too close to people. So it doesn't seem so crowded, although it kind of seems like we're here to like heist a bank or something. But lots of open field. Just some kids playing, or family with their kid in the middle. It's kind of like the great divide here of leave the house, don't leave the house. This is, for all intents and purposes, hopefully a safe enough space to meander around in. Although, when we posted the stuff yesterday with the new norm, it's kind of ironic that the day before in Orlando, we had protests from folks to reopen everything, just spring in to reopen. And the only thing that I could say, you know, it was 9 years ago, went to an Occupy Orlando event when everyone was protesting the social divide in the country and folks advocating for Wall Street. It seems like that was eons ago at this point. And now, ironically, we're at a point where the social divide is that we're advocating not for the common people, but for the corporations to continue to make their money. So I don't get into politics a lot on this channel, and I'm not trying to keep this political. I'm just trying to say, instead of looking at things from your social economic classes, you may want to just look to what the medical professionals are advising. I guess the thing that I'm trying to say is I'd feel, at least myself, a lot more comfortable taking direction from healthcare professionals than elected officials, especially when elected officials are able to take money from lobby groups or from bigger corporations and even individuals to suit their purposes and to advocate on behalf of them. Look to the clinical folks to give you the correct direction to follow. And that's about as heavy into politics or this situation I'm gonna get into. So I think we've gone far enough into these woods already that I'm probably not going to run into other individuals that require masks. And so allergy season is pretty prevalent right now in Florida. We just had a ton of rain this week, which has kicked up things. And then it's not 1,000 degrees today either.
No, it's
yet.
Beautiful.
So right now it's about 80 degrees. I think the forecast was about 60 originally, but we're in the 60s, but far surpassing that already. But it is gorgeous. Check out this trail. So you can't beat that on a Sunday morning.
Nope.
We spent yesterday, for the most part,
taking naps.
naps, putting together another display cabinet, putting stuff in it. I think by the time that this is all over, we're gonna have a pretty sparkling house. Although everybody says this is the time when you're really finding out that all those things that you were putting off to when you had a quiet day really didn't matter about the quiet day, because it turns out I'm just a pretty lazy bastard and don't want to move.
Mm-hmm.
Look at this.
That's pretty. Oh, it's right on the other side.
Soak in that natural Florida. I feel like we have the forest to ourselves. Come back out by the springs. Feel this squirrel. Coming up to the danger land area.
Where the alligators are, right?
You never know what might be lurking. So we'll stay a little bit of a distance away.
Mm-hmm.
Do you see anything? We'll go a little bit further up here. I mean, I'm not saying that this has a little alligator path, but you never know. And you got a couple other little holes here. Back over to the water. A bunch of people out on the fishing dock. Look at all of these fish. Look at that cat just on top of the water, like, I dare you to throw that line over by me. Holy cow. Who needs a supermarket?
Look at the fishing pole.
So far no gators, but we've got turtles. There's one. There's two. The last time that I was here, there was a little gator getting a sunbathe on over here. We've got like a turtle launch happening here. Check that out. So all the turtles left that spot in unison. I'm thinking because we're going to have a gator head pop up over here somewhere. Or they might have just scared them away. We just heard a large splash over there. Now they're all partying over here. Turtle party! Get the nunchucks. I am not seeing anything. What is that? What a fish. Jumping out of the water. I've got the fishing stuff in the van, but it's a little too crowded for me here. Alright, one last checkpoint. And I'm not seeing any. Alright, we are getting out of here. By the way, in case you were wondering, the park does have these signs to let you know you should be staying 6 feet or more away from each other. Well, we're back home, we're backlit, and
Yeah.
all that good stuff. I did want to read a note that I got from one of our viewers by way of a message on Twitter. And I'm not going to say the name because of PHI, I'll just say, we'll go with just, right? So, Hey Kyle, just want to shoot you a message. Just went through one of the worst weeks of my life. Wasn't feeling good last weekend, and after a few days, called my doctor and he advised me to go get checked out at the ER. After 15 minutes of being in the hospital, I found I was being admitted and not sure what was going on. The following morning I was told I had a heart attack at 45 and I was going in for surgery to replace 2 valves. Luckily that helped and I'm feeling better and resting up. This is where you guys come in. With the COVID thing going on, I had no visits except for doctors and nurses. A lot of time I was thinking and I needed a distraction, and let me tell you, I watched as many repeats of View from the Cheap Seats as possible. So thank you very much. And when you get down and not feeling good about the channel and whatnot, just know that in times like these, others benefit from what you do and it means the world to them. So thank you, Kyle, Mary, Jess, and the cats as also. You treated me well this week. So it just goes on. But needless to say, I'm stunned when we get messages like that. And there's been times that we've said, like, when is enough? The channel, like at this point, we're going on, this is starting our 6th year, I think, doing this. I'm pretty sure. I could be wrong.
I don't remember.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we're going on a 6th year, but when we started this, it was really just kind of a thing that we were going to do it for a short period of time, kind of prove it, like anybody could do this type of stuff. And then it became a thing, I think, when we originally were so focused on theme parks, and now like it really picked up to like everybody doing theme park stuff, and we really want to make it more centric around what our experiences were all the time. And we used to spend a lot more time at theme parks. Now nobody's spending any time at theme parks. But we get a lot of or at least a fair share of these messages. Like every time that I sit down, and even like today when we take out the camera and we go to the park and start talking, and it's tough to not want to talk about current events and things that are going on, and it's not like this giant fun experience right now where we're out like experiencing museums or the parks or haunts and sci-fi goodness or conventions and everything. This is it. Like to me it's like this is the doldrums. Every day is, you wake up and you think like things feel like it couldn't get any worse, but at least we're still here, and it feels awkward to share those moments with you guys because it's not entirely uplifting. I think it's not like we have the solution and can say, Disney World's going to open, May 15th and we're going to be there. No. Because I think in reality, like, we're probably not going to be there for weeks after everything opens.
No, I'm not.
Because everyone rushes back and, in any event. Kind of going sideways here with the whole conversation, but we get a lot of messages from folks that say, like the videos are really curing boredom or helping, like we're all feel like we're going through this together. And I hope that it kind of does feel that way, only because it feels, like I said, really kind of odd to share like this experience. This has not been the greatest experience, for anybody. Jess has been probably more than cordial in getting a camera every so often, and in reality, like, she's got schoolwork, she had a job, she has a boyfriend, and like all of these things cease to exist, with the exception of like virtual school, and same thing, like the two of us are lucky enough, I guess, that we're still working from home, and work has been around the clock for the most part.
I have to say we are one of the lucky ones.
When you're working from home now, I think the expectation is like, why would you stop working during the day? This, by the way, is this ridiculous like key finder that keeps thinking that my keys are walking away to like the neighbor's house because of GPS signals shifting.
That's funny.
And it goes off all day long. But I genuinely appreciate the words that, not only, but everyone's words when you leave them in the comments. And there's a lot of times I don't know how to answer that stuff or respond to it because I feel really awkward. We did this initially really to kind of document our lives ourselves.
Yeah, we started doing this years ago. I mean, and it was just like, hey, why are we just doing this to keep our stuff? Let's show everybody what we do. Yeah. And that's what happened.
Yeah, so like the little clip that we had at the beginning of the video where I was talking about like the Occupy Orlando, that was from like a former channel and things that we did, more so just to document things. But hopefully life at some point gets back to normal, and we did try to do a Zoom call the other day with Paul from IOM Geek.
Goodness.
And we
It
wanted
was going well.
We wanted to have it a little bit more personalized than doing like, you know, we do these YouTube live streams, and it's really one directional where you see us and we see chat, but we don't see others. And we had this idea, like, you know, you could use Zoom and have up to like 100 people get in, and we posted the code and stuff, and things went really well for the, you know, and it's funny because like Zoom is free for the first 40 minutes and the first 100 people, and Paul and I talked during the day and said like, well, maybe we need to extend it to like get like, you know, pay for the next level up so you can have longer time. And the ironic thing is, right when we got past the 40 minutes, I think we're at like the 50-minute mark, we had hackers that pumped in, and the hackers was crazy grotesque, and like
Very
I couldn't
unsavory
like,
pictures.
Yeah, I mean,
and video.
I can only laugh at thinking of how Paul was scrambling to try to disconnect the thing, but it certainly was not intentional for any of this stuff. I can't imagine that people have enough time in their lives to
do stupid
either
stuff
hack
like
the way that they do or hate the way that they do, and there's not enough time in this world for that type of stuff.
Yeah,
but apparently there is for some. But needless to say, Zoom is probably not a solution going forward, unless we rework things a different way with passwords and all kinds of stuff. But we did have a great conversation with the people that joined for the time that they joined. It was really cool because everybody was interacting and able to talk to each other, and not only talking directly to us or talking directly to Paul.
Exactly.
They were also talking to each other, and we brought everybody, I think, together as more of like a cheap seats IOM Geek type family where everybody was hanging out and you know, equals in the conversation. So that was really cool, and I'm very appreciative of that stuff. So
yeah, I like the whole Zoom thing.
Yeah, when people are like
throwing some
just sharing their screens
crappy
and
stuff,
showing some crazy porn stuff. But,
yeah.
In any event, I think that's probably it for the rambling for today. So we did the park. We're gonna do home.
Got some cleaning to do.
Yeah, just endless cleaning and more TV binging, I guess, to have.
Oh yeah.
So
I've done a lot of that.
yeah. Look at that. Someone's stealing my keys again. That's from Pebblebee app, and by the way, now it's telling me that my keys are like a half a mile away from the house.
Oh my god.
It's not happening. So,
unless someone's out there taking your keys.
Pebblebee probably not the greatest stuff to buy. I don't. Maybe Tile is better. Maybe we have to do a comparison of that. We do have some stuff coming this week that I ordered from eBay and Etsy that we'll be able to show you, and we got like a whole bunch of new stuff to show you. That's, you know, by the way, that's Groot as the killer from
The Purge.
No,
I'm sorry, Happy Death Day.
Yeah, there it is. This is why we're good together.
we bounce things off of each other all the time.
We'll show you some more of the collection this week too, maybe, or we'll get to it. So thank you very much for tuning in and for watching. Hopefully everybody is staying safe. Keep your social distancing going on, and support local businesses. Thank the people that you're interacting with as you interact with them, whether it's medical professionals, your city enforcement or state enforcement, your police, firemen, EMS, your supermarket people. As Jeff just told us before, like the pet store people in the last video, the food delivery, food places that are staying open. We ate at Goodfellas again yesterday, and it was a well-oiled machine. Being able to pick up food,
they have it like perfect timing.
So, it is very, very much appreciated to know that there's folks that are still out there doing their thing. So, anyway, thank you very much for watching. Thank you for all of your likes, comments, and subscriptions. Treat others the way you want to be treated. Stay safe. We'll see you guys.
Bye.